Hi, Room 230. It's time for a reading class, and we have been thinking about the big idea of a nonfiction text. And so we're going to be doing the same thing today, and we're going to be thinking about the big idea of an article that's about zoos. So let's get started. So our focus today is I can say the big idea of a nonfiction text. And what does that mean? What is the big idea? What do we mean when we say big idea? The big idea, or what other people also call main idea, is what the author wants us to know. We thought about that last week when we read the article about the jellyfish, and the week before when we read the book about Earth Day. And we've also been talking about this in our small groups. So today we're going to read an article about zoos, and we're going to think, what is the big idea behind this article? What does the author want us to know? So I'm going to show you this article, and we're going to jump right in. The title of this article is Zoos Are Good for Animals. And then we see a picture of a polar bear here swimming with maybe a toy or something there. So it seems like this author is telling us right off the bat what the author wants us to know, that zoos are good for animals. But we're going to dig a little bit deeper and find out, why does the author think that? What are the author's reasons? We know that good writers provide reasons for their opinions. And so this author's opinion is that zoos are good for animals, and now they're going to tell us why. So let's read the first couple paragraphs and see if we can figure out what it is the author is wanting us to know. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my. Just about everyone enjoys a trip to the zoo. But are zoos good for animals? Many people think that they are. So this first paragraph here, the author is telling us what she thinks, that I think zoos are good for animals. And she's letting us know right off the bat, this is what I think. And then her second paragraph is going to be her talking about one of the reasons why she thinks that. One way that zoos help animals is by caring for them and treating animals that are sick. For example, the Wildlife Health Center at the Bronx Zoo in New York provides care for more than 15,000 animals. The zookeepers at the Bronx Zoo also work with animals to keep their minds and their bodies healthy. For example, the zookeepers use toys and games to help tigers develop their natural instincts, such as the instincts needed for hunting. Okay, I'm going to stop there and think about what the author just told us in this first paragraph. She is saying that one way zoos help animals is by caring for them and treating animals that are sick. So I think what she means is she's saying that zoos help take care of animals, help animals who are sick, and help take care of animals. So I'm going to write that down as the first reason. Whoops, that's not what I want. The first reason why zoos are good for animals. Why zoos are good for animals. And the first reason she gives us is because they take care of animals. Okay, so that's her first reason, and I'm thinking she's probably going to have some more. So let's go back to that article and see what the next paragraph tells us. Oh, and then here we see a picture of a little animal. It doesn't give us a caption, so I don't know what kind of animal that is. Here's a little animal being taken care of, and it is drinking milk from a bottle. All right, let's start here with the word zoos. Read along with me as I read. Zoos protect animals too. Animals in zoos are safe from hunters. Zoos are also safe places for animals whose habitats are being threatened. By protecting animals, zoos help endangered species survive. In the last 30 years, zoos working with other conservation groups have helped save black-footed ferrets, California condors, red wolves, and other endangered species. I'm going to stop now and think about what the author just told us. In the first paragraph, she said that zoos take care of animals. But in the second paragraph, she's giving us another reason. She's saying not only do they take care of them, they also protect them from becoming endangered because they help save animals that would otherwise die if they weren't being protected. So I'm going to add that to my list of reasons of why zoos are good for animals. So the second reason she gives is zoos protect endangered animals. Okay. Let's go back to that article and finish it off. I think there was one more paragraph left and see what is her last reason for why she thinks zoos are good for animals. Zoos are also places where scientists can study animals. Zoos often share information with other zoos and scientists, which helps everyone learn more about the animals. The more we understand our animal friends, the more we can help protect them. I'm going to stop now and think after this paragraph, what is her reason in this paragraph? She says that scientists can study animals. Well, why is that important? Why do scientists need to study animals? If scientists are studying animals, then everyone can learn more about animals. And the more we understand them, the more we can protect them. That makes sense. So I'm going to go back to my list that I'm writing, and I am going to include her last reason about why zoos are good for animals. Scientists can study animals in the zoo. So she gave us 3 good reasons for why she thinks zoos are good for animals. Zoos take care of animals, they protect endangered animals, and scientists can study animals in the zoo. Let's read her conclusion paragraph and see what it is she says in the end. The next time you visit the zoo, say thanks to the zookeepers for making life better for the animals that live there. So I think here she's telling us what the big idea is. She's given us a whole bunch of reasons, and now at the very end, she's kind of wrapping it up in her conclusion. And she says, say thanks to the zookeepers for making life better for the animals that live there. So zoos make life better for animals that live in them. So going back to what we were thinking about, we read the article, Why Zoos Are Good for Animals, and we saw her 3 reasons, and then we thought about the big idea. What is the big idea of the article we just read? What is it the author wants us to know? Can you turn and tell the person next to you? The big idea of this article is, what did you share with the person next to you? What is the big idea? Exactly what I was thinking. The big idea of this article is that zoos take care of animals. All right, excellent. So we've thought about an article that is a nonfiction article. We thought about its big idea. And in order to think about the big idea, we took a look at each paragraph and we thought, what is it the author wants us to know in this paragraph? And then we thought about all that information together and realized the big idea of this article is that zoos take care of animals, and so zoos are good for animals. Well, I have another article though that I'm going to share with you in small group this week, and the other article has the opposite opinion. The other article says that zoos are bad for animals. So we're going to read that one in small group, and we're going to think, well, what does that author want us to know? And then we're going to decide for ourselves, who do we agree with? Do we agree that zoos are good for animals, or do we agree that zoos are bad for animals? So stay tuned. We'll have that conversation in your reading group this week. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone soon. And until then, don't forget to read for 30 minutes a day, whether you're reading books at your house or you're using Kids A to Z or you're using Epic. All of those are good places to read. And then write down what you're reading in your reading log and take a picture of it at the end of the week to share with me. All right, miss seeing you in class, but I'm so happy I get to see you in small group. So I look forward to seeing you then. Take care and see you soon. Bye-bye.